Welcome back. This week we've been discussing swim safety and drowning prevention. Sarah Ches, founder of the Carolina Swims Foundation, is back with us, and joining her is Chip Peterson, a USA National Swim Team member who is also a swim coach and a board member for the Carolina Swims Foundation. Chip, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Well, why don't you talk a little bit about yourself? How are you involved with the swims?
So I was living in the area, training and coaching swimming, and Sarah talked to me about this opportunity, and I jumped right on board. I grew up down in coastal North Carolina in Carteret County, so drowning prevention is really huge. That's the reason that I began swimming. My parents wanted me to be water safe, and they stuck me in the water in swim lessons very early on, just to prevent any sort of accidental drowning. And you know, clearly this led to a whole career for me. I became a professional swimmer and swim coach and had a great career, but that's not all that it is. It also offers just that gift of security, safety, enjoyment of the water.
You're on the USA Swim Team, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. So you go from that, and now you're back here, and you're working with kids in foster care.
It's all part of the circle. You know, I wasn't a great swimmer to begin with. No one is, and that's a part of the joy of this, is that everyone starts in the same spot. Everyone has to learn how to float and how to blow bubbles. That is number one basic, and then you can grow. And being able to give back organically to a sport that I love, I don't know if any of these kids are going to grow up to compete in swimming, but that doesn't even matter. It's still something that everyone should enjoy and be able to do.
So Sarah, let's talk about the foster kids. I mean, they've had a pretty tough life already.
Yes, yeah.
A lot of traumatic experiences, and now they have an opportunity to learn how to swim. How do they react to it? I mean, do they embrace it, and does it change them in any way?
They feel that the gift is for them. They are important in the moment. It's not about other children and they're left on the side. They are the ones that this is for them. So they really feel like it's a celebration of their life and that it's a gift for them, and they love it. They giggle with joy. They hug you. They just want that warmth, and it's a nice respite for the foster parents to sit as a community on the side and watch the children be so gleeful in the water. So it's really wonderful. We reunite siblings at the lessons. We don't know or don't realize that two siblings are going to be reconnected in the water, and they're in the water and they look over and they see their little brother or sister that they haven't seen in 3 months, and it's just so heartbreaking and wonderful. And we, juggle the coaches to make sure that those siblings can be reconnected and have this happy memory together.
I had no idea that was the case. I never thought of that.
Every single lesson, there's a group of siblings that we don't realize, and they come together every single lesson, and it's so heartbreaking and wonderful. If I can tell another story, there was a little girl, and she was very small for her age, and she, was of mixed race, and she had braids, and she was petrified of the water. And it took a long time to find a coach that she could connect with and would feel safe to walk into the water. And we finally found a coach, and she walked into the water, and at the end of the lesson, she had water just up to her chin, and her braids were wet. And the foster mom was crying, and through open-ended questioning, I discovered that this little girl was in protective foster care custody because she was being tortured. Oh. And how she was being tortured was she was being held underneath the water. Oh. So the foster mom couldn't bathe her because she thought every time her braids got wet, she would be killed. So in this one lesson, this 1 hour, we started to reprogram her, to desensitize her to the potential PTSD that she's going to have, PTSD. So we were able to help her. And that foster mom saw the beauty in it and went on to invest in swim lessons in addition to Carolina Swims.
That's amazing. It goes far beyond swimming lessons.
It does. It's mastery in life.
I can see why you're involved in this. I mean, my goodness, and you too. I mean, you get the same chills, the same kind of feeling working with the kids?
Absolutely. And being in the water with them and being able to just see little successes is really good for me too, to watch people enjoy what they're doing and learning those little life skills.
It's also becoming part of a group again. I mean, there's so much to this. So the life lessons, what do they take away? In addition to learning how to swim and preventing drowning?
Yeah. Well, oftentimes when people don't learn how to swim, there's barriers, there's perceived barriers. Maybe it's socioeconomic, maybe it's the foster care, whatever it is. But giving that child that ability to learn how to swim, overcoming that challenge that they never thought they'd be able to overcome, suddenly makes the next challenge not so daunting. So maybe getting a high school education isn't so scary. Calculus, talking to that boy, applying for that interview, it doesn't seem so scary because they overcame swimming and they never thought they would ever have the opportunity. This is life-changing for them. It is giving them the gift.
Can I ask, since money seems to be an issue for a lot of the families, which is why you're doing this free, what if the kids don't have like goggles and swimsuits and whatever other accessories they might need to learn to swim? Do you offer that?
We do. We offer bathing suits, cap, goggles, towels. We just were recipients of the Stroud Roses grant, which will help us buy survival backpacks, is what we're calling them. And in that backpack, they'll have the equipment that they need, the towel, the cap, the goggles. We want to provide some writing opportunities for them, and we also take photos of them, little Polaroids, while they're in the water, and we give them that Polaroid so they can have a collection of happy memories and their face smiling in the water.
Now, for the foster parents who are watching, you know your child, you know that they've had a traumatic past, and oftentimes you have triggers, right?
Right.
So you have intake, outtake type interviews.
Yes,
so you're
yeah.
dealing with the kid on an individual basis. Explain that.
Yeah, thank you, Bill. Yeah, we do intake and outtake interviews. So my background is a nurse practitioner. One of our other lead is a kindergarten teacher. So we do these intake, outtake interviews, and we ask for feedback on how we could make the lesson more effective, better for that child in that 1 hour, 1.5 hour that we have. And so often through that, we discover that there's issues and things that we need to prevent or take care of, and we do our best to accommodate. So when the child shows up, there's no barriers to learning. They are ready to learn, and they feel comfortable and safe.
I love happy endings. I really, truly do. How can people get involved with your organization?
Well, so carolinaswims.org, we need lots of help. Donors, people that want to volunteer, just connecting with the community, like us on Facebook, social media. We just really want to get the word out. And some of our biggest challenges is connecting with those foster parents. Social workers work so hard and they have so much responsibility, but having it on the forefront of the public's mind, the community's mind, that there's a free opportunity here for all children, and please, share it.
Well, Chip, Sarah, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it very much. And thank you, by the way, for watching Community Matters. We hope you've enjoyed today's show. And if you'd like to view previous episodes, please visit our website at RaleighCW.com and myrdctv.com. And I'm Bill LeMay. Thank you for watching Community Matters, and we'll see you next week.